It's Jordan and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my July wrap-up. I did really well last month. I finished a total of 11 books, which blows my mind. That's just a lot of books and that is totally not usual for me. So first we're going to start off with the books that I read for Booktubeathon. I'm really quickly just going to tell you my star rating. If you would like to see my more in-depth wrap-up of each book, I'll go ahead and link my Booktubeathon wrap-up. Legacy of Kings by Eleanor Herman, and I gave this a 4.5 out of 5 stars. The Copper Gauntlets by Holly Black and Cassandra Clare, and I gave this a 3 out of 5 stars. The Voyage of the Dawn Treader by C.S. Lewis, which I gave a 1 out of 5 stars. Under the Never Sky by Veronica Rossi, which I gave a 3.5 out of 5 stars. Amulet Volume 1, The Stone Keeper by Kazu Kibushi, which I gave a 3 out of 5 stars. And finally, Amulet Volume 2, The Stone Keeper's Curse by Kazu Kibushi, which I gave a 3.5 out of 5 stars. So now getting into my July wrap-up, let's go ahead and check in with the books that I listed in my TBR video and see how I did. Miraculously, I think the first time all year, I managed to read every single book on my July TBR and then some. So the first one on that list is Last Sacrifice by Rochelle Mee, which is the 6th and final book in the Vampire Academy series, and I gave this one a 4 out of 5 stars. It was a good book and a good installment in the series. However, if this was the actual final book of the Vampire Academy universe, I would be very dissatisfied with it. A lot of things were unresolved and kind of glossed over and pushed aside. I didn't like that because some of those aspects were characters that I really enjoyed. I felt like Adrian gets completely written off in this book because he's not part of the Rose and Dimitri saga. Also, Sydney is like Adrian pushed aside. I don't know if she did that because when she was writing this, she had the intention of writing Bloodlines. Had I read this when it was published and not known about Bloodlines and not known that those characters were going to have more exploration in that series, I would have really disliked this. Not a satisfying conclusion, but it's a good installment in a 12-book series. However, one really awesome part about this book is that I finally had a scene where I could be like, yes, I am committed to Rose and Dimitri. I support them. I am behind them. Got the development and the exploration of their relationship and building of their relationship that I've been wanting now since book 1. But for the first 5 books, I just did not understand why they were so obsessed with each other and why they were so in love with each other. So with that being said, I am definitely going to continue with Bloodlines at some point. I'm very interested to see what that series has to offer. I know a lot of the characters in this series are present in that series. Adrian is one of the main characters and he is my favorite character. The next book I read was The Unexpected Everything by Morgan Matson, and I gave this a 4.5 out of 5 stars. So this book follows a girl named Andy, and her father's a politician and her whole life is planned for her, and then her father gets involved in a scandal and it causes a lot of her plans to be derailed. She's forced to live life in a spur of the moment fashion and she's not used to that. So she gets a summer job as a dog walker, and because of that she meets this new boy named Clark, and her friends have this epic summer together because they're finally all together in one place. And this book hit so close to home for me personally. There are 4 best friends in this book, and 2 of them have been friends since they were small children, and then throughout school they add another friend to their friend group. That's just how my personal friend group was formed too. So it was so awesome to see that, and I felt like Morgan Matson captured the essence of a friend group like that so well. And they have their own lingo and their own texting dialogue, and they use emojis as full sentences, and it just felt so natural and so authentic. I just related so much to them, and there's this big event with this boy in the friend group. We had a very similar experience to that in our high school journey as well, between me and my best friend. I just loved it. I know a lot of people are kind of disappointed by certain aspects of this book, and it's not their favorite Morgan Matson book, but it just hit so close to home for me with this friend group and issues that they go through and what it is like to evolve and grow up with 3 best girlfriends, and I just cannot explain how relatable this book was for me. I love all of Morgan Matson's books, and I love how just fun and summery they are, and they all have such fun road trips, scavenger hunts, bucket lists. I don't know. I just want to be in one of her books for the summer because it just sounds so much fun. And the next book I read was Empire of Dust by Eleanor Herman, which is the second book in the Bloods of Gods and Royals series. And I gave this one a 4.5 out of 5 stars. Rank this one slightly below the first one. I just feel like this one leans more towards a 4-star than a 5-star, and the other one lent more to a 5-star than a 4-star, but they're both 4.5 stars, if that makes any sense at all. We learn so much more about this world and the magic system and the characters and the relationships between the characters. My mind was continually just being blown by what I was learning. There is so much explored in just the second installment, so I cannot wait to see what comes in future books in the series, if it's going to still be a 6-book series, all the other crazy stuff that's going to happen, because we've already had so much crazy stuff happen in just 2 books. And in this one, we get the same 7 perspectives that we get in the first book, as well as an additional 8th perspective that kind of lets us explore a little bit more of the Persian society and customs and culture, because previously we only had Zofia, and she wasn't particularly in the Persian Empire exactly, because of situations that happen. And so we get an actual member of the Persian court system. Now we have the Macedonian court life and the Persian court life, and they're very different. I love all the scheming, backstabbing, betrayal, nonsense that happens in this. It's so reminiscent to me of Game of Thrones. It just feels super authentic to that time period. I love the setting. I love all of the details and things that Eleanor gives us. Enjoyed these so much more than I thought I would. And the final book I read this month was Harry Potter and the Cursed Child by J.K. Rowling, John Tiffany, and Jack Thorne. And I gave this a 5 out of 5 stars. I was very optimistically cautious going into this book because I didn't want to get my expectations too high and then be really let down by the content, because I didn't really know how I would like the presentation of it in a play format. I didn't know if I would be able to connect with the characters or understand the story as well, since it's such a visual thing, a play, and this is, just the script. You're not getting the entire experience, but I was instantly sucked into this. I was transported right back to the Harry Potter world. It felt so authentic to the characters. I was kind of worried that Ron and Hermione and Harry wouldn't feel like themselves from the book. I just didn't know if I would see them as the same characters. I shouldn't have worried. They were very, very authentic and true to themselves. There were some weird transitional scenes throughout the book and some magic things that aren't fully explained or fleshed out. There's a lot in this book that's not fully explained or fleshed out. And I think that would have lent better to it being an actual novel format, but it's not. It is a visual play, so maybe if I had seen it visually, those things wouldn't be as strange as they feel like in the play. I don't even care that some things were weird, like the trolley witch. I didn't care because I was in Harry Potter's world, and that's all that mattered to me, and the characters felt authentic and they felt real. That's really all that matters to me. Upon finishing this book, I desperately need to see this live. It has to come to the US so I can go see this, because I will be very upset if I never get to see the stage play of this. So interested to see how they do all different magic scenes and stuff live without CGI or graphics, because I was definitely picturing this with the Harry Potter movie characters in the Harry Potter movie settings. I was not picturing this to be on a stage whatsoever, so I'm very interested to see how they do that. I did vlog my entire experience with obtaining the book and then reading the book, so I'll go ahead and link that as well if you'd like to check that out. So these were the 4 books that I read in July outside of Booktubeathon. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I'll talk to you very soon. Bye!